Hi, I'm Zoran from Moksha Kinesiology. I'm kinesiologist, Maitri practitioner, and Mohanji Acharya. This video I'm going to devote to lungs because we are facing a worldwide pandemic of coronavirus, and at the time of recording this video there are many worldwide reports of virus spreading even further and affecting more and more people. So due to this global crisis, we are facing many issues across all aspects of our life. We are in confinement, we can't move, we can't travel, and there's an imminent threat to our overall health. So because virus is affecting lungs and lung meridian, I'm going to talk about that subject. And to talk about any organ in our body, we have to look at the issue from three aspects, and that is the triad of health. We have to look at the physical aspect, of course, because that's our physical body. We have to have a look at the biochemical aspect, which are the internal chemical processes inside of the body, or chemical energy, and also the invisible aspect of us, our metaphysics or metaphysical part of our body, or who we are. In terms of physical aspects and physiology of lungs, lung is an organ which really eliminates a lot of toxins out of the body. So most people know that lungs are exchanging the gases in our body, but a little known fact is that about 60% of all toxins in the body leave through our lungs, through breathing out. So it is very important to breathe fresh air and to have unrestricted breathing in and out. One of the effects of breathing problems can be in decreased oxygen levels in the blood and increased carbon dioxide, CO2, in the blood. The effect of that is beginning of the acidosis of the blood, and it is very interesting that the trigger for breathing, which basically resides in the part of the brain called medulla oblongata, which is about there, works according to pH of the blood. So as we breathe in the oxygen, the pH increases and becomes alkaline, and then as the blood gets oversaturated with CO2 as a byproduct of our metabolism, then the blood decreases pH and goes into acidity. So that change between alkaline and acidic aspect of the blood triggers breathing in and out. Now, one of the effects of increased CO2 or acidosis of the blood can be in liver problems, kidney problems, fever, pneumonia, vomiting, diarrhea, cardiac disorders, metabolic acidosis, which is really the systemic acidosis, dehydration, and various other health issues. To keep our lungs healthy physically, we need plenty of water. There's a large proportion of water that we drink which is devoted to lungs and heart, and then a smaller amount of water is devoted to the rest of the organs. So it is very important to drink plenty of clean water, preferably water that is filtered and that doesn't contain any chemicals. So you need to drink approximately 0.3 liters of water for every 10 kilos of your weight per day. Another aspect is in our diet, foods that are rich in vitamin A or carotenoids, carotenoids. They are the fruits and vegetables, which are usually orange, red, and green color. So if you eat those kind of fruits and vegetables, you will be absolutely sure that you are taking enough vitamin A in your system. So if we look at the energy level and meridian aspect or metaphysical aspect of our lungs, to increase the energy of our lungs and ensure that our lungs are always strong and healthy, we can massage certain energy points, and one of the major points which rapidly increases the energy levels of lungs is acupuncture point, lung number 10. So you can find this point at the base of your thumb in this area here, and the point is bilateral, so it exists on left and right side. It's usually painful, but you can massage it 2 or 3 times per day for a couple of minutes, and after massaging it you need to drink plenty of water. So to find this point more accurately, you need to grasp this thumb with 4 fingers like so, and then where your thumb rests here is usually the place for that point. So if you massage it like this or search for the tender spot, you will definitely find it, and you massage that for a couple of minutes, and then you go on another side and you massage the other side. Okay, so this exercise will increase the energy of your lungs, and it will ensure that you are always on the safe side. So in terms of metaphysics or things that really is part of us, but we don't really see it, we talk about our belief systems, feelings, emotions, etc. So first, to experience negativity in our life, we first have to subscribe to negativity. And this is one of the laws of the universe. So if we subscribe to negative content, we also need to energize the negativity, and then it is most probable that we will experience that kind of outcome in our life. So the things that are related to lungs on the gross scale, we talk about depression or deep depression, things that are compressed, suppressed in our system. So one of the main negative beliefs is self-doubt and confusion. Another one is seeking outside sources for guidance or self-validation. This is where we basically depend on outside sources to validate our life and our life decisions. We also suffer from different ideals which we create about ourselves or which other people create about ourselves. So this is the situation where I think that you think that I think, and etc. So that's all illusion, really. So another one is self-blame for all mistakes, deep depression, then losing our aim and goal in our life. We slip into emotional flatness. We become removed from our feminine receptive principle, which is really our sensuality and deep seeing through things rather than seeing things on the surface. We slip into pride. We compare ourselves with others. Then we become exhausted and overextended because we are making things difficult for ourselves in life. Then we develop nervous tension, and finally we succumb to old patterns, habits, or situations which are no longer appropriate. This very last one kind of describes the last stage of our human condition and mankind at this point in the history, which we are witnessing with the appearance of coronavirus. So really, as a mankind, we need to rise into one species and overcome the differences and divisions that we created for many generations before us. We need to realize that we can exist only as one mankind, not divided into many forms of life. With that, also the pattern of violence and killing that really plagued our society and our mankind since the very beginning of us on this planet. It is very interesting to point out that there's statistics which says that 90% of our time, total time on the planet, we spent in wars killing each other, destroying the very same life which is in me and you. So approximately 10% of all our time was real peace. So in order to create the real peace, transformation is needed. Transformation of ourselves, and we do that by increasing our awareness about who we are, where we come from, what are we doing here, and when we go, when we are finished with this place. So if we subscribe to negativity, we will attract negativity, and one of the steps to increase our awareness is to basically subscribe to the positivity, to life itself. Once when we admit ourselves that we became dependent on the negative content, we can move forward and increase our consciousness. Then rather than being overly modest, having intense desires, feeling suffocated, hampered, unnurtured, rejected, lose our boldness and courage, feel troubled. We feel that life abandoned us. We feel that life was unfaithful to us. We question everything. We feel unworthy. We feel depressed. We judge people and things. We become haughty and so on. They're all aspects of lungs. We move into more positive aspect of lungs, and that is defining the inner purpose. To find the inner purpose means really to breathe this life. There's an expression when people say that they breathe this life with full lungs. It is not coincidence that the lungs are mentioned in this context. So as we breathe this life, we can harmonize ourselves by finding the purpose, and that means by making sure that our auto-expression reflects the inner aspect of ourselves. We act with confidence, we learn from past mistakes so that we don't repeat the mistakes from the past. We attune to our life's purpose. We live in optimistic mode. We live in the present time. We find our life purpose, and we are attuned to our life purpose. We are free to express our love and to share our love among other people. We move into innovative directions. So by feeling suffocated, we also are inhibiting our enormous creative power. So moving out of that rut really means directing our life into creative and innovative ways. And finally, finding inner peace by living in present moment. So living in present moment means that the past is past, future doesn't exist. So being here and now means that here is everywhere and now is always. So with this I'm going to conclude this presentation. I wish you great health. I wish you plenty of air. Breathe your life with full lungs and think about these things. This is the great time for inner transformation, because our expansion depends on contraction. So in situations like this, as we contract, we will get to the point where we really expand. And this is the only way to save this world. So stay in peace.